Do you want to keep hearing the adhan every single day and seeing your family members praying, but you couldn't because you're fapping too often and you have to do ghusl 3 times so you can pray? Get the hell out. Get the hell out of my video. Because if this didn't trigger you to cure your fapping addiction, what will? Having erectile dysfunction? What will? Getting to bed 20 years from now with your dream woman and not be able to have sex because your balls are too small now? But if you feel that you're not sufficient by just curing your porn addiction, if you feel that you want to get to the next level, if you feel that you want to be more like Prophet Muhammad and level up your faith more, level up your discipline more, level up your commitment to Islam more, and never feel regretful, never feel that regretfulness of fapping and feeling like a loser. Oh, I'm just beating my meat. Oh, self-pleasure. I'm just self-pleasuring myself. And always be in control of your sex desire. Finish this whole video. I've made a lot of time videos about no faps and now, and I've always got wrong. So hopefully this is gonna be the full, final guide for Muslims like you and me to cure their fapping addiction. So let's get started. And the first point, obviously, stop watching porn. Alright, you've probably heard this too many times to now. Stop watching porn! Cause porn is a damn enemy here. Porn is a damn problem here. Fapping not as often is preferable, but quitting porn, that sin brainwashing shit, is the thing that's gonna change your life. It's the thing that will make you 10 times happier, 10 times more productive, 10 times more disciplined. Because we all know it's a damn sin. We all know that it might get us to hell. And you've probably already watched these self-help guys or these science nerds that's telling you how bad this shit is. Porn is literally making you lose IQ, bro. Literally, bro, watching porn will make the front part of your brain, which are called the frontal cortex as I remember, and this is the part of the brain that helps you focus. And watching porn is making it weaker, so it's actually making you lose IQ. And you already know this stuff. You already know that porn is effing up your thoughts. You already know that porn is making you awkward. You already know that porn is effing up your social skills and making you a degenerated pussy that's fapping 3 times to porn and can't stop obsessing about girls. And every time you sit down to do the work, you get this, oh, let's watch some hentai, guys, because hentai is actually not haram because it's just cartoons. Bro, shut the hell up. Hentai is haram, and I made a whole video about this, so shut the hell up. And so don't you dare cope with me. Don't you dare cope with me and say, oh, just fap for little and move on with life. There is no way it's affecting my brain power, right? There is no way it's affecting my social skills, right? There is no way it's making me awkward and affecting my thoughts and making me unproductive, right? There is no way porn might be the It is! I could pull off 100 arguments now on how porn will make you broke, fat, undisciplined, lazy, and a degenerated pussy that will probably get to hell if you won't ask God for forgiveness another day. And I can't blame you, bro. It's almost impossible to not get addicted to porn at this age. I was in a worse state than you are right now. I was a porn addict since I was 11 years old, and I progressed to watching like hentai series. And I was coping it. And I was coping with it. I was watching that shit for 3 hours in like summer holidays when I have the time for it, and I kept coping. I kept coping and said, oh, it's not affecting my life, right? I'm just fapping to like some pedophile anime porn and I'll just move on with life, right? There is no way this anime brainwashing porn that's making me lose IQ is affecting my life, right? I was saying that shit, bro. And bro, even if a porn addict looked at the shit that I was watching, he would lose IQ by himself. And he was still coping, oh, fapping doesn't affect my... Shut the hell up. It did. Because once I stopped watching that shit, my social skills, my discipline, my mental health, my commitment, my faith, everything skyrocketed. Just because I stopped watching porn and any kind of porn. And so you guys need to stop coping. And bro, I looked at these videos. Of some guys like saying, oh, stop watching porn, guys. Oh, porn is bad for you. I watch these videos. But because of those shitty YouTubers that doesn't even care that you pay attention to the video, they will have like a grooming product at the first 2 minutes of the video before they even get to the step-by-step way they could help you with. I never kept my attention on those videos. And so I kept committing more sins and coping with my porn addiction for years. And hopefully you kept your attention on this video because I'm telling you this. And I'm not gonna add like a 3-minute ad where I show you, oh, Grooming product, guys. Don't forget to groom your balls, bro. Shut the hell up. Anyways, I hope with my video you're actually committed to this and you didn't click off like most people did. But Azer, I tried before to cure my porn addiction, but it didn't work. I always kept relapsing and going back to watching porn. I just couldn't cure it. Alright, I know. I've been there multiple times. Bro, at that time where I was watching these dumbass YouTubers that are sharing a grooming product, guys, I would like commit to my no nut November and say, oh, I'm not gonna relapse, guys. I'm not gonna be watching porn tonight. Shut the hell up. Stop lying to us. Bro, in the same night when I said that phrase, I relapsed twice. I relapsed twice to like hentai or something. And so that's the first reason. It's because I wasn't committed. And bro, if you're not committed and you got to this point of the video, get the hell out. Get the hell out of my video. Because if this didn't trigger you to cure your fapping addiction, what will? Having erectile dysfunction? What will? Getting to bed 20 years from now with your dream woman and not be able to have sex? Because your balls are too small now? Do you want to keep wasting time on like Pornhub and like 4chan and like hentai and always be semi-depressed and have shitty social skills and be a degenerated pussy? Do you want to keep hearing the adhan every single day and seeing your family members praying but you couldn't because you're fapping too often and you have to do ghusl 3 times so you can pray? And bro, if all the things that I told you didn't trigger you and you still want to keep coping with that state, get the hell out of my video. I only want guys who are committed to this. I only want guys who feel so regretful after watching porn and want to cure this shit and never feel regretful again in their whole life. And if you're not willing to be one of them, get the hell off my video. I would take this as a commitment, so let's keep going. So that's the first reason. You should be committed if you actually want to cure your fapping addiction. And hopefully you are by now. And the second reason is because these shitty YouTubers didn't tell you this thing. Just fap to your wall. Are you really that big of an addict that you need like windows of brainwashing porn? Not even just Pornhub. Pornhub here, hentai here, 4chan here. Life comes there, anime porn there, and you're just searching by tags. Do you really need that shit? If you're horny, just fap to your wall. I don't mean exactly to fap to your wall, I mean to just masturbate without any porn, preferably without visualizing, but you could do that. It's still a huge progress compared to watching that brainwashing sense shit. And so just fap to your wall, shower and do ghusl if you're gonna do your prayers, and move on with life. You don't need this shit in your phone. You don't need that sin brainwashing shit. It's like adding 5 tablespoons of sugar to your coffee and now you go to the doctor and oh, I got diabetes, guys. Let's go. That's exactly what you're doing with porn. It's the easiest thing that you could quit and it would truly change your life. The ROI of curing your porn addiction just by keeping your phone away when you're horny is insane. It's like drinking a coffee without the sugar now. So you probably won't have as much coffees throughout the day because they don't taste as good as they used to do. And so you will not do it as often, like maybe once a day. Maybe once a day. But if you're committed to this and you got to this point of the video, you'll probably do it like once in 3 days, once in 2 days by max. That's a huge progress to your nofap. You are doing this shit 3 times a day because you're adding 5 tablespoons of sugar every cup of coffee that you're drinking. And so stop watching porn. And you can't do this progressively. You can't just watch like 3 minutes of porn today and like 2 minutes of porn tomorrow. You can't do that shit. When you quit porn, you quit it instantly for the rest of your damn life. And so just fap to your wall. Fap to your wall. Quit porn instantly and fap to your wall. If you're horny, because you'll relapse trying to cure your addiction. You won't have like an alpha male discipline and alpha male willpower to quit fapping from day one. You will relapse. But that's okay. God might forgive you for masturbation if you're actually committed to cure your fapping addiction, as we will talk later on. But this is the damn sin. This is the thing that you need to quit instantly after you've committed to this. But here's the thing. These dumbass YouTubers didn't tell me to stop watching porn. They didn't tell me to fap to my damn wall. And so every time I tried to cure my fapping addiction, which I didn't because I was like half-ass committed to it, but I just kept relapsing to porn. I'll feel horny and I'll just open Pornhub and fap. That's not the way to do it. If you're gonna relapse, Fap to your woe, masturbate without nothing, throw your phone away. This is the best advice you could tell to someone who's just starting this. I'll show you how to cure the masturbation for the rest of your life later on, but this is the most important step. And so fap to your woe. And since this damn moment that you're watching this video in, you're not gonna open any tab of porn in your whole life. Say it with me. I'm not gonna open any damn tab of porn in my whole life. I won't do that shit anymore. I don't wanna cope with feeling that regretfulness after I fap. I don't wanna cope with feeling awkward with girls anymore. I don't wanna cope with feeling away from Allah. And every time they mention God or go to the mosque once a while with my family, I get scared because I'm doing sin stuff. And I feel that I might get to hell if I don't stop doing this shit. And so I won't open any tab of damn porn for the rest of my damn life. Good. That's what I want to hear from you guys. And bro, honestly, if you feel that quitting porn for now and curing the porn addiction by itself is hard for you now, don't watch this rest of the video. Just make sure that you quit porn. Make sure that you never open any tab of porn for the rest of your life and level up your willpower by ignoring the damn temptation to watch porn while you're fapping. You could save this video on your watch later list and get back to it after you cure your porn addiction and you're pretty comfortable without it. But if you feel that you're not sufficient by just curing your porn addiction, if you feel that you want to get to the next level, if you feel that you want to be more like Prophet Muhammad and level up your faith more, level up your discipline more, level up your commitment to Islam more, and never feel regretful, never feel that regretfulness of fapping and feeling like a loser. Oh, I'm just beating my meat. Oh, self-pleasure. I'm just self-pleasuring myself. And never have to take showers every time you get to pray, because it's been 2 years since you fapped. And follow Prophet Muhammad's way. He didn't tell us to fap. He told us to fast. If you want to be more like him and never even touch your pee-pee throughout your whole life again and preserve as much as you can from your living kids to your dream wife and even wives, alright, and always be in control of your sex desire, finish this whole video. You can play it at 1.5 speed or 2x speed if you want, because I'll probably not be adding as much edits since you got to this point of the video. And turn on the YouTube captions so you can keep your attention more on it and never click off because they will trigger you to do it. Oh, if you see this comment and you didn't like this bro, I'm just remembering those cringy guys that will comment on a YouTube video. Oh, if you didn't like this comment, know that devil prevented you from doing. Bro, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. So turn on those. And let's get to the second step, which is stop masturbating. Now, as I said, once you quit porn and you're actually committed to this, if you got to this point of the video, you will only fap once in 2 days by maximum. And that's a huge progress. You don't get it. That's a huge progress for your no-fap journey. Because let's be honest, you probably were fapping 3 times a day. Bro, don't lie to me. Before you watch this video, you probably fapped 2 times to porn. But that's okay. God is forgiven and everyone could change. And my story should have been the best example for that. Now, masturbation have been debated between scholars. A huge percentage said it's a sin, and a huge percentage said it's makruh. And this is what Dr. Zakir Naik said, by the way. Because as you could tell, I'm not a scholar, and I don't want to be saying things I don't know. Now, when I've made my latest video about nofap, I've looked at masturbation as makruh. Because Dr. Zakir Naik, who believes that masturbation is makruh, kind of convinced me for his viewpoint. So I didn't really look at it as a minor sin. And what I've exactly told you to do at this point, when you've just quitted porn, is to commit to only do it when you're really horny. You're really horny that you literally can't focus on your work. And you get in these random thoughts of raping women on the street. Even though you know you don't want to do it. Even though you know it's a sin. But your hormones and devil is giving you those thoughts and it's tempting you to do that stuff. And you're just wasting a lot of time because you can't focus on your work. And what I've said at that time, we're doing nofap to forget about girls, to get closer to God, to be more productive, and be like a monk. So, if it's gonna do the reverse of that, what's the point of nofap? So I've told you to only fap when you get to that point where you're really horny, to the point that's ruining your thoughts and your focus and your attention. I've told you to fap at that point because you're doing it with the intention of being more productive, of preventing yourself from doing some huge sins, huge, bigger sins. They would rather be fapping every single day than doing them. And like always be mentally clear and focused on whatever work that you're doing. And like stop wasting time here and there trying to convince yourself to not fap. And this was the reason that I made this video, which is titled Why I Chose to Fap After 1 Year of No Fap. Literally bro, I've spent a whole year without fapping, but when I was like revising for some physics, I literally couldn't focus. It's been like 15 minutes and I'm going back and forth. And so I said I'll just fap. This is not worth it at this point. And so I had that for a while. And then I made my lastest video where I've told you to only fap when you get to that point. And I gave you some tools that will get you to only fap at that point. Like make yourself feel more grateful, do something productive so you could use your testosterone. And I forgot the third point, but that's okay. I'll probably like put it on the screen or something. And it obviously depends on your testosterone levels when you get to that point. Because there's too many factors that affects your sex drive, your age, the temperature, your environment, your genetics, your diet, your sleep. There's a lot of factors. And so it will vary a lot from person to person. Some guy will take him 2 months, some guy will take him 2 weeks, some guy will take him 2 days till he get to that point. And now if you believe that fapping is makruh, this will probably make some sense to you and say, it's alright, it makes sense to fap at that point because I'm doing it with the intention of like pleasing God more and preventing myself from some huge sins. It probably made sense for you, right? But bro, I was wrong. This shitty advice literally made me addicted to masturbating again. Every time I get a little horny, just a little horny, and it's basically distract me from the work that I'm doing, I'll go fap and shower, and I thought that the masturbation I've just done will suppress my hormones for like the next 2 weeks or like a whole month. That would be focused again till like my testosterone regenerates and everything. But bro, there was a time that I fapped the day before, literally just yesterday, and after like 16 hours, not even 24 hours, I felt the trigger to fap. Hold on. I knew I'm trying to like optimize my testosterone so I can be more productive and I'm taking care of my diet and I'm exercising every single day and I'm sleeping without setting any alarm. But it's not to this point. This is an addiction at this point. This is not my testosterone, right? This is not my hormones. And I'm not even really feeling like it. But still, I'm feeling triggered to fap. And so this is not testosterone, bro. I realize it's just the dopamine loop. Because if you didn't read this book, Atomic Habits, when you form a bad habit, which is basically an addiction, you go on loops. You first spike your dopamine with that addiction, and then it goes down your normal baseline. And you will get triggered to do that addiction at this point. So you can spike your dopamine, and you're just going on constant loops. And before you know it, you're masturbating 4 times a day now. And so this advice is literally just making me addicted to masturbation. It's literally a cope. It's literally a cope. And I felt it, bro. I felt that I'm doing something wrong. I always felt guilty after I relapsed. But I was just trying to convince myself that it's not that huge of a thing because like a damn porn addict, oh, this will help me focus more. Oh, this is preventing me from doing like some other bigger sins. Bro, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. It's literally making you focus less. Because you're getting the desire to fap multiple times a day now. You used to get it once a while. But now since you started that shitty dopamine loop, you always want to fap now. And so this literally made me unproductive. And it's wasting me more time and more mental power because I will have to do ghusl after it. And I will have to convince myself that I'm doing the right thing, guys. I'm just preventing myself from doing the bad things. Bro, shut the hell up. You're just building a fapping addiction. And bro, it shows. I've been hesitating to tell you the story or not because I'm trying to be your leader, guys. I'm trying to be almost the perfect example for you guys in the topics that I'm talking about in my videos. But bro, that was a day where I've gone to the gym. There was a lot of gym girls in there. And I mean a lot of gym girls in there. And let's be honest, they weren't wearing the most respectful clothes on earth to not get into the details. So I tried to lower my gaze, which for you beginner Muslims didn't know because I didn't know this at that time. It's just to like look away and not just stare at there. Alright, you get it. So I kept doing that throughout my workout and just constantly looking away and everything. Once I finished my workout and I've got to the shower, I've got triggered to fap while showering. So what do you think I've done? I fapped in the gym shower. And now you understand why I've hesitated to tell you the story. Bro, I'm the leader here. I'm the one that's leading you here. I'm the one that made like a lot of videos about nofap. And bro, at that time I think I was editing that nofap video where I give you that shitty advice to fap when you really can't focus because you're preventing yourself from sins. Bro, shut the hell up. See what that shitty advice got me to. And even after I've done it, I said, oh, it's just to prevent myself to not commit sins with these gym girls. Even though you know for a fact that you wouldn't approach them because there is a lot of guys in there and you won't do no shit. And you're just coping. And so of course that advice won't work, bro. I'm thinking of deleting that video because as I said, it makes sense. But if you actually apply it, you will end up ruining your fapping addiction more. So at that point, I've watched Sheikh Aslam Hakim, as I remember it. Let me just check it real quick. Sorry guys. Very unconventional YouTuber. Let's see. I'll probably cut this by the way. I watched this Sheikh Asim al-Hakim video about nofap. And he was one of those scholars that said that fapping was a sin, not like Dr. Zakir Naik. So after I watched this video, I said, oh shit, I forgot that more than 50% of scholars said that fapping is a sin. More than 50%. And I'm doing it 2 times a week, 3 times a week. And I'm building a fapping addiction. Even if it's not a sin, it's makruh. Do you want to do something that God hates? Because makruh, if you translate it to English, is just hate it. Do you want to do something that God will hate you for? 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and building a fapping addiction. I say, I'm just preventing myself from doing bigger sins. And I'm trying to focus more. Bro, shut the hell up. I've destroyed this argument 10 times throughout this whole video, so don't say it to me again. And besides that, at that period, I watched other scientists, like literally doctors, saying that masturbating, even alone, even without porn, just masturbation to like your imagination or just to your will make your frontal cortex weak too. Not just porn. Both of them will make you lose IQ. Both of them will F up your thoughts and make you unfocused. But that doesn't mean quitting porn isn't life-changing. It is. But you know what's even better? Quitting porn and masturbation for the rest of your life. That's like the top level. And we need to get to it. That's like truly life-changing, bro. That would 10x your faith and hopefully 10x the chances that you get to heaven. And so we obviously want that. We obviously want it. So after I watched these 2 guys and seeing the shit that I've done in the gym shower, I said, of course my advice is totally wrong. I knew I needed to stop fapping for the rest of my life. And subhanAllah, the timing is insane. At that same period, I watched this Hamza's video about diet, which is truly good video by the way. It will literally change your life. I'll probably link it there if you want. But Izar Hamza is a kafir, bro, shut the hell up. The guy literally got hundreds of thousands of Muslims to commit back to Islam and do their obligations. Hundreds of thousands. That's actually like a forfeit level of influence. And so we need to respect that guy. Let's be honest. In that video, he mentioned this point. How to stop binge eating like some junk foods that you have in home. You know they are really shit for you. You know they're full of sugar and everything, but you just kept coping and it's just once in a while and you're just eating it throughout the day every time you enter the kitchen. So stop bullshitting yourself. So to stop binge eating those foods like a dumbass, you just subconsciously eating them. He told you to just take the damn junk food, put it in front of you, and keep staring at it every single day for days, weeks, months, years, it doesn't matter. Literally, just keep looking at it even though you're tempting to eat it, but just keep looking at it. So you get to the point that you don't even think of eating it. You won't even get the thought of tempting to eat those shitty foods. Bro, you'll be mocking people that are eating that shitty food, bro. You say, who the hell eats Ben and Jerry's? You will get to that point. And Hamza explains the concept of willpower as a muscle. And so if you keep looking at that junk food every single day for months, for weeks, for months, for years, you'll have like a ripped willpower, bro. And so ignoring that junk food is so easy now. It feels like lifting a 5-kilogram dumbbell, bro. That's nothing. Bro, I could play football with that. I could play football with that. So that's the point that we'll get to. If you just keep looking at that thing, and even though it's really tempting to eat it, but you just keep looking at it and not move any single finger, that will help level up your willpower a lot. And you get to the point that you don't even get the thought of eating it. And as I said, you will be mocking people that eat it. And so when I watched this part of the video, it ticked for me. This is it. This is what we should do with our fapping addiction when we got to this point where we just already cured porn, but we're still getting the desire to fap because as I said, you're still addicted to it and you're still into that dopamine loop. And so this is the best way to exit it. And so the next day when I got the desire to fap, I said, this is the time to level up my willpower. So I've sat on my bed and kept staring at it. Literally staring at it. Obviously it was covered, bro. Obviously it was covered. This is a Muslim video, guys. We should like level up our morals and everything. Anyways, and I just kept staring at it without moving any finger. I didn't move. I just kept staring at it for 20 damn minutes without moving. And not gonna lie to you, it tempted as hell. I felt like there is like a whole crew of devils that's telling me, do it, fap, bro, shut the hell up. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Get that out of my face. And this is a really important tip I'll give you. Shaitan, aka devils, they have tactics, right? They have tactics to get us brainwashed and get to hell, right? And one of those tactics, which I've learned from Shaykh Yasser Qadi, I'm not just like generating them from my mind. Anyways, one of those tactics is that devils takes you step by step to do the bad thing. They take you step by step to do the sin. Let me give you an example. You get triggered to fap and you say, oh, let's go to the toilet. I won't fap or anything. I won't fap. I will just go to the toilet, pee and go back to work. And that's it. Oh, let me touch my pee. I won't fap. Trust me, bro. I won't fap. Oh, let me use the body lotion there. Trust me, bro. I won't fap. I won't. And before you know it, you've already fapped. That's one of the devil tactics. He takes you step by step, bro. He progressively overload you to hell, bro. He understands the progressive overload system, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah. Anyways, that's not the point for this video. And this is why I tried to not move any finger when I was tempting to fap. I didn't move because I knew if I'm gonna move a finger, it's just devil is taking me step by step to fap. And so I didn't move. I just sat there for 20 minutes and kept looking at it. And again, subhanAllah, the timing was really good. That period was just before the Asr Adhan. And so I just kept laying there for 20 minutes till like my desire have already gone. And then I heard the Adhan and get another faith boost. So you know for a fact that I wouldn't fap afterwards. And bro, once I've passed that single time where I got really tempted to fap, but I just kept ignoring it and fighting those devils that trying to make me sin. After that first time, bro, it wasn't really hard. It's been a week now and I rarely got a thought to fap. And it's not that I'm gonna relapse after like another week or something. I know for a fact that I cured my fapping addiction. I know it in turn because I've already cured it before, but I'm just like coping now. But now I cured it again. So you get the point, right? I know how it feels to cure masturbation addiction. And this is exactly how it feels. You rarely get the thought to fap because you've already conquered the trigger to do it. You've already leveled up your willpower. And so you will ignore the trigger to fap. You will ignore your sexual desires. Now I want to predict that we'll get to this point where at least you don't think about fapping anymore from like the first time because as I said, I've already cured my fapping addiction. So I've kind of already had that willpower. But my beliefs were wrong, bro. Oh, I don't want to waste time trying to convince myself to not fap. Oh, I want to prevent myself from not doing zina, bro. Shut the hell up. We destroyed this argument 11 times now. And so when I realized those beliefs were wrong, and I have to use my willpower to do it, of course I will, bro. Bro, if you told me this at that point, bro, I will sit there for 24 hours looking at my pee and not moving a single finger until I level up my willpower enough so I can ignore the trigger to fap for the rest of my damn life. And so it depends on how much you were addicted to fapping in the first place, because your dopamine loop might be more effed up than mine at that time, and your willpower too. So some guys like me that are fapping like twice a week had like the willpower, but they are coping, might cure it in one day. Some guys on the other hand might cure it in 2 weeks, but that's okay. It's okay to relapse, because if you committed to this, God will forgive you on it every time you relapse, even if it's a sin or makruh. So don't worry if like relapsed and couldn't resist the temptation to fap, because I said it varies from person to person. And now I think of it, when I cured my fapping addiction for the first time, I relapsed like 4 times. Even though I was like truly committed to not fap, I was taking it like a 9-to-5 job. But as I said, my addiction was so effed up. My dopamine was so effed up. And like I've already laid that habit with like almost every single place in my room. So it needed time for my brain to rewire my environment, but like other productive habits. This is what James Clear talked about in the book Atomic Habits. You could read it. It will help you to cure your fapping addiction. And you will exit that shitty dopamine loop that I've talked about. And you will barely get the thought of fapping. Maybe once a month. And so you go hit a hard workout and you now don't feel like it for the next 2 weeks. That's the healthy thing. That's the one that's related to testosterone. But that doesn't mean you should fap at those points. Because as I said, you will enter that shitty loop again. And etc., etc. And even when you get to this point, even when you get to the point that you somewhat cured your fapping addiction and it takes no willpower to convince yourself to not fap, you could probably relapse. Because as I said, devils exist and they have tactics that could guide you to do the sin with. And that's totally okay. Because we all make those mistakes. We all make those sins. We weren't born perfect. Because even Prophet Adam has made this mistake. I'm going to explain it real quick for the non-Muslims or for the Muslims that didn't know this. God put Adam and his wife in heaven. And he told them to do everything. Eat anything. Do everything in heaven. Enjoy everything in it. But just don't get close to this tree and eat her things. I don't know, her fruits or I don't know how to translate it. Anyways, so they stayed in heaven for months, years, decades, centuries. And the Iblis, who is Satan, tempted them to eat from that tree for centuries. And their nature tempted them to do it too, because why did God just make this one tree sin for us? Is he like hiding something or everything? That's our nature, that's how our brains works. If your dad just told you to not eat this apple, of course you would say, why won't I eat it? Why? And you go take a bite from it like a dumbass. It turns out for like little things, I don't know what they call it, I'll probably put it here. And now they're getting into your mouth like a dumbass. And so you get the point, that's our nature. Don't forget that Iblis, the strongest devil, la'anahullah, is tempting them to do it. And let's be honest, Prophet Adam willpower is probably stronger than 99% of humans that are born to now, bro. If not all the humans. But even though he had like one of the strongest willpower on human history, he still ate from that tree. He still followed devil's path and got out of heaven and made that huge mistake in the whole human history. But God still forgave him for it. God still forgave him for it. That's the lesson that he's trying to prove to us. You will always make those mistakes. You will always get fooled by devils. But that's why God is forgiving. And so even if you relapse a day later, a week later, a month later, a year later, a decade later, it's okay. God is forgiving. And same thing with your porn addiction. You might relapse on porn. Honestly, bro, you might relapse on porn even though you've been already in a year of nofap. You might. Because as I said, devil has like shitty techniques that he just drives you to do this damn sin. And he's just doing it intentionally to make you feel so shit about yourself and want to give up and get back to your shitty addictions. And this is why God is forgiven. This is why God forgives all. So even if you relapse to porn, even if you made like a minor sin, it's okay. Go ask God for forgiveness, do the ignore temptation exercise, and you're back on track. And so don't feel demotivated. It's just devil wants you to feel so shit about yourself so you can get back to fapping 3 times a day with some effed up anime porn and say, oh, hentai isn't haram, bro. And shut the hell up. And Adam's story should have been the best example for that. And so let's just quickly recap the videos so it can be like a more step-by-step way to curing your fapping addiction. First, quit porn instantly. No, you're not gonna progressively do it. You're not gonna start fapping just once in 2 days to porn. No. Or like 3 minutes to porn, like then 2 minutes to porn, then 1 minute to porn. They're sitting. No. That doesn't work. Quit porn instantly. And if you're not really committed, even though you got to this point of the video, make yourself more committed. Rewatch what I've just told you, but just quit porn instantly. There is no debate on that. That's 101% haram, 101% ruining your current life and your second life. And so there is no coping with porn. And again, that's huge progress if you're already committed to this. Literally, that's literally a huge progress, bro. You should give yourself like a bat for that. And after you quit porn instantly, after you commit to never open any tab of damn porn for the rest of your life, you might go through some relapses because, as I said, can't cure the 2 addictions at the same time. It's like trying to cure your sugar addiction and your caffeine addiction at the same time. And it's really hard. You gotta do them separately. Once you're trying to cure your masturbation addiction for the rest of your life, when you get to the trigger to fap, you don't have like some urgent obligations to do, sit there on your bed, keep looking at it, stare at it, and try to ignore that temptation. Try to ignore those devils that are trying to make you sin. And never even move a finger, because as I said, they progressively get you to this. So if you move, you lose. Don't even move. If you move by mistake, get back and say this phrase, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, so you can get rid of them. And do some dua if you want. God, help me with my addiction. God, help me with my addiction. God, get these thoughts out of my mind. You could do that too. And so keep staring at it. Keep staring at that state until you don't feel like it anymore. You preferably should do it like after like 30 minutes before you pray, because as I said, like it's a faith boost and it worked really well for me. So if you could literally schedule it to like fight your desire to fap before any of the 5 prayers, that would be like preferable to do. Literally just grab a paper and schedule your time and like make a whole block. Don't fap. Don't fap. Just sit on your bed and don't fap. You might feel it's a waste of time for actually valuing your time, but it has a huge ROI, because as I said, once you cure it once or twice, you will rarely struggle with it unless you've been really in a bad addiction like I was. So just sit there and convince yourself to not fap. And once you get to the point that you know you just don't want to fap anymore, you're rarely getting thoughts like, oh shit, why don't I just lay in bed and fap? You rarely get these thoughts. And like your willpower is already like super disciplined and leveled up, and you've already got out of that shitty dopamine loop. Once you get to that point, stop dedicating time to like level up your willpower. You don't need it. Maybe do it with some other addictions that you're currently struggling with, but congratulations, you just cured your fapping addiction forever. Now, as I said, maybe devil would trap you once and relapse by either just fapping or watching porn. But as I said, he's trying to make you feel so shit about yourself, and God is forgiving, so that's okay. Just ask him for forgiveness and get back on track. And I hope this video helped you guys. If you want me to personally help you with this, if you want me to personally help you cure your fapping addiction and all your addictions, and boost your productivity, boost your looks, boost your social skills, and make one of the best investments that you could make in your life, you can book my coaching. I've linked it in the description. And as always, bro, there's no time when you're ready to take action. My legs hurts, bro. Oh shit, what a hard ass video. Oh shit.